gain of 19.
Boy, TJ just missed there, but this Hunter Lipke has become an amazing story for the Dallas Cowboys. First, TJ Watt off the edge, and again, Dak Prescott with no time whatsoever. He sees that right away and had to know right where that check down was. He didn't have time to turn and look. He had to know that Lipke was over there and waiting, and what a huge play again for Hunter Lipke.
Great competitors in the heat of the battle. Timeout was taken by Dallas. 52 seconds remaining.
But you know, Mike, you always say, does the quarterback actually sneak a peek? You bet, when you're talking about TJ Watt. And if he didn't sneak that peek, he wasn't going to go back and find that play. As you would expect out of these two teams, right? Two championship. This has been fun.
52 seconds. First and goal, Dallas. Looking for the go-ahead score. Rico Dowdle's the back. Prescott keeps it. Looking. Gonna run for it. At the 1-yard line, brought down and out of bounds, 2. As they'll mark him there at the 1. That could help the Steelers if they get the ball back and save some time. Definitely short when the knee was down. Timeout taken here.
Could have been one of those dangerous plays. That ball comes loose, and if it had hit that pylon, whew. I mean, that's close.
Minka Fitzpatrick running over there, going after Dak and the ball, as Prescott was thinking about extending it across the end of the goal line. Short inside the 1 there, and replay is checking that, so there's no Dallas called timeout here. The ball was out of bounds anyway, so no conversation about that. This is just a full replay booth stopping and checking all of the above. Looked pretty simple. Oh, they are looking if the ball is inbounds and the clock would run. With a 10-second runoff, well, Mike Tomlin only has 1 timeout. And so many of those calls are now.
The ball will be placed at the half-yard line. The runner was inbounds. Please reset the game clock to 47 seconds. We're checking with both teams to see if they want to use a timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff.
Because the ball was deemed to be inbounds when the knee came down. So we're checking now. Cowboys have come out of the huddle and lined up. But Sean Honkley's over asking McCarthy if he wants.
Please run the game clock to 37 seconds. Neither team has chosen to take a timeout to avoid the runoff. The game clock will start on my signal.
So Tomlin's going to keep his 1 timeout. And Honkley's letting Prescott know exactly that. It's going to start when he signals. Also, the Some Richard 76 is reported eligible. With all that, it's 2nd and goal from a half-yard away. Dallas for the lead. Lipke leads. Dowdle over the football. Prescott back on it. Timeout Dallas. Back to 5. Oh!
Oh my gosh, what a hit.
Timeout Dallas.
All those black and gold uniforms. Landon Roberts over there as well. Let's see.
I think it's a Landon Roberts who's going to take a running start.
Oh, what a play.
And just time it perfectly.
Oh, wow.
That's unbelievable. The odds of actually making contact on that play, flying through the air, is so remote.
Look where he started, Chris.
we saw this a little bit in practice. This guy gets put in on the goal line to run and dive kamikaze style and hit that ball on the butt.
So the ball is back at the 4. Dallas has a timeout. They've got 2 shots at the end zone here. CeeDee Lamb in motion. Prescott looking that way. Dak throws in the middle, incomplete for Tolbert. Down to 1 play. Tolbert shaken up.
Just great coverage that time by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and here we go.
Tolbert may have to come out of the game here. Got to make a decision one way or the other. Play clock's running down. Tolbert's going to stay out there. And here we go, 4th and goal.
I'm not sure Tolbert can catch the ball.
Yep. Dallas going to take a timeout. You're trying to fight through it, but you need a guy who can run an impactful route.
Timeout, Dallas. Their final timeout of the half, 30 seconds in length.
Maybe give him the 30 seconds, try to catch his breath, see if he can stay or get somebody who can do it in there. Landon Roberts, good morning.
I mean, look at this. This is 6 yards before he gets to the goal line. And then's got to dive over. It's just unbelievable. Was the ball actually stripped out by anybody else or just the hit? Oh, right. His helmet got right on the ball. Talk about a perfect defensive play.
Wow.
I'm glad I didn't say what came to my mind in that moment.
People at home did. At 12:52 in the morning, it's 4th and goal and the game's on the line. What a Sunday it's been. Let's just make it a few minutes longer.
Their final timeout of the half, 30 seconds in length.
Mike Tomlin wanted to see what they were going to do, so he'll get a chance. When we come back, after this game is done, it's the Chevrolet postgame. Melissa will interview the stars of the game. Chris and I will look ahead to the Bengals and Giants, and maybe we'll have the morning weather and traffic. That's all coming up right after the game on the Chevrolet postgame. Game delayed an hour and a half or so because of storms that came through. But look at this place. So many fans still here. What a scene. With both teams out of timeouts, here we go. 4th and goal from the 4. Prescott throws, crossing, it's caught for the touchdown! It's Tolbert! Stays in the game and grabs it for the score! Stephen Jones, a hug for Dad. And the whole Jones family celebrates as Jalen Tolbert, a guy who had to step it up because of the injury to Brandon Cooks, comes up with the go-ahead touchdown. Now 19-17, 2-point game, important extra point. You can block and return for 2. A field goal was blocked earlier. Steelers try to get the jump for that purpose. Now Les McCarthy doesn't want to take it at the 1.
Becomes an interesting decision.
Go for 2.
I guess you want to have the field goal cushion.
Because Boswell can make a long field goal for Pittsburgh.
Exactly.
The Steelers used that last timeout for defensive purposes, so they're out of them.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 26. Dallas has chosen to enforce that foul on the try from the 15 to the 10.
So they'll keep kicking just from 5 closer.
Wow. This was worth all the Mountain Dew and coffee we drank up here.
2 interceptions for Prescott, but he comes back with that second touchdown pass. So Aubrey, now with a 28-yard extra point. Minka Fitzpatrick trying to time it. And that could move it 5 closer. You could also, when this is done on multiple occasions, let's see what Sean Hockley's going to say here.
Offside, defense number 39. It's a 5-yard penalty enforced on the try, and a warning to Pittsburgh for multiple fouls would result in unsportsmanlike conduct if done again.
Yeah, when you try to do it on purpose over and over and over, it can fall in the unsportsmanlike conduct, which at this point would be half the distance to the 2.5. So it gets even shorter for Aubrey from 23 yards at extra point.
Can't get this blocked.
And he knocks it through to make it a 3-point game. Back to the touchdown to Jalen Tolbert.
Oldest play in the book. You're just going to get the crisscross and the pick coming across this way with the man coverage trying to trail it. You'll see the traffic in the middle of the field. CD right there. Just enough congestion to give Dak a little bit of room to get that in. And a little nod of the cap to Jalen Tolbert for hanging in there, obviously in pain. Clears back underneath. Dak puts it right on the money, and that was not an easy catch. You could see Elliott trying to strip that thing out of there, but strong hands and strong arms, and wow. But that timeout now very much does come into play here.
Go back to what you said earlier about Jalen Tolbert, the one guy for me during camp when CD was gone, the young guy who hadn't taken all the reps. He did. He beat Elliott. Elliott, Cam Hayward played his 199th game, have to live with it. And Mike McCarthy's homecoming is seconds away from being a happy one. "20 seconds left. Hard to catch. Shanklin gets a hand on it, turns it upfield, and is hit at the 20-yard line with just 15 seconds remaining. Buddy Johnson there for Dallas on the stop. So the Steelers need about 40 yards in 15 seconds with no timeouts. And they don't have a timeout to take to try to run Boswell and company on the field.
Well, what you obviously are hoping to do is get something, a deep cross, something across the field where you can catch it and get out of bounds here.
From the 21-yard line, Fields has a big arm, looking for space to get rid of it. He does, and it is dropped. Almost intercepted by DeMarvion Overshown. He couldn't hang on. We're down to 7 seconds remaining.
Yeah, now it's going to take something pretty weird at this point. Justin Fields has played well. He's done a lot of good things. But Dak Prescott, when it mattered most, took his team down the field and ate up all the clock. It was a perfect drive.
That's right. And they moved the ball much better than the Steelers did tonight. 7 to go. Pickens. And the backward passes begin here. Isaac Seumalo thrown back to the center, Frazier. Now Fields. Cross for Freiermuth. Over the head pass intended for McCormick is recovered by Dallas, and the Cowboys win. Pickens will get a flag thrown here as Jordan Lewis is going after him with good reason. A great job by the officials to defuse something there. Two guys who met in the Super Bowl when it was Pittsburgh against Green Bay. Mike McCarthy won then, and he gets the win here tonight. And both of these teams are 3-2.
Do you ever find yourself on Sunday going, what the heck's going on? And you have to go back through the standings and try and figure it all out.
Much respect, sir.
Well, it is Monday, and I'm doing exactly that right now. For those of you who love football, this day started at 9:30 a.m. with the Vikings and the Jets in London. And it ends 15 and a half hours later at the confluence of the Three Rivers. And it ends with Jalen Tolbert, hurt on the play before, crossing inside the goal line for the game-winning touchdown for the Dallas Cowboys, denying Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, who won their first three, now have lost back-to-back games, making a happy homecoming to Western Pennsylvania for Pittsburgh-born Mike McCarthy, whose Cowboys improved to 3-2. T.J. Watt got his 100th career sack tonight. Could not get the victory over Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, who win by 3. Chevrolet postgame coming up right after these messages.
Last week, Jimmy had a